freaks and geeks, welcome back to Emirae Reacts. My name is Emirae. These are my thoughts to The Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 10, called The Passenger. This is directed by Peyton Reed. He's the director of Ant-Man. So let's jump into this breakdown. Spoken of John Leguizamo's character, and I was wondering who told Mando to go to Lord Koresh to find the information about this Mandalorian on Tatooine. At one point, Mando gets ambushed by, I'm guessing these are just goons. They don't seem like bounty hunters to me whatsoever, and they are here for the child. But you can still see that anything of value will do. One of the hired guns shot Mando in the head. That immediately made me think about Boba's helmet, how it has like the blaster hole in the head. And I asked myself if that is what they were actually nodding to, and if this is them justifying that Beskar is stronger than Durasteel. What I love about this fight scene is that Mando really showed us that he is a multitasker and a bargainer. One of the hired guns going for the jetpack was a big mistake, because you forget, but when he starts like remote controlling the jetpack, you start realizing, that jetpack is actually remote controlled. This is the way, no pun intended, of how he is going to outsmart this hired gun. I adore the fact that Mando was carrying his valuables, just like that scene in Drunken Master when Jackie Chan's character is like lifting the, I don't know what necessarily he was lifting, but like it was like on a long stick on his shoulder, and I wonder if that was the inspiration for it. And it also being a nod to the Marshal when he was wandering in the desert, and this being another thing that they have in common, another similarity. Even though both of them are not technically Mandalorians, with the Marshal wearing the armor to protect himself and to protect the townspeople, and Din Djarin being adopted. I'm always interested in seeing different sides of Mando, and this was the humble side. And that bar is so iconic, with Amy Sedaris' character playing some card-like game with Dr. Mandible. And Amy Sedaris' character is just so funny, and she always finds a way to soften Mando up in kind of a bad, relatable way, being the mechanic who takes money from him every chance she gets, and also doing the same with Dr. Mandible, who is a Thorax. I'm guessing she kinda nodded to that. We see a droid that's a cook that she calls Treadwell, and I really would love to know what a Rodian looks like, or have we seen that before? Mando finally gets some information on a Mandalorian covert, and maybe these are the same Mandalorians who were on Navarro. Are those the Mandalorians that came to like his aid when he was fighting Grief Karga? Mando asking how much it's gonna cost with the contact getting him where he needs to be was so funny. Knowing that Amy Sedaris' character is really expensive about her craft. Right when we see the frog lady and the eggs, and Baby Yoda gets his or hers first glance at the eggs, you just know right there that he's just gonna be a little shit, isn't he? He's just gonna be a little shit, and he's gonna eat those eggs. Every reaction that I've been watching is like, no, bad baby, stop it, you little shit. There are a lot of things here that make the frog lady so compelling, with her not wanting to travel in hyperdrive but in sublight because she's worried that something might happen to the eggs, her wanting passage to the point where every convo that those two have, he's like, deals off, lady, deals off. When Amy mentions these are mitigating circumstances, I thought to myself, does she mean that these are trying times? And then Dave Filoni says it, and I'm like, yes! When Mando said he's not a taxi, it made me think of Space Cabbie from DC. Just imagine those two having an adventure together. That would be insane. Amy Sedaris is such a versatile actress, with her translating and speaking frog. Even though it was hilarious, it was so believable. And that's a testament to how good of an actress she is. We get a mention of the moon on Trask. We get a mention of the frog lady's husband, that he knows where the Mandalorians are. He has seen them before. The mechanic calling herself an excellent judge of character. That better come back like somewhere in one of the new episodes. Instead of pirates or warlords, he gets X-Wings. When the X-Wings are chasing him, you see the differences in speed. That B-movie scene of "It's the Popo, be cool," that scene came into my head when I saw that part. They even asked for his ID, which is exactly what happens, Mando, when you do not get your transponder fixed. But I get why he didn't want to do it. He doesn't want to be tracked, and it's also more of a reason why he wants to travel by hyperdrive and not by sublight. Baby Yoda was just hysterical. Looking back, checking if the mom is looking so that he can sneak in. And at one point, I think he was like force pulling one of the eggs. Why is that baby so hungry? Mando saying, "Let the force be with you." It's not only something that's uncomfortable for him to say, and not only because he's not used to it and also got nervous talking to the X-Wing pilots, also because it's not his religion. All he ever knew is this is the way. So the Mandalorian culture. I think the reason why the pilots were chasing him is not only because they were like, "We got a runner," and I also think it's because they thought that he was working with the goons that got locked up and that shot at them from the hangar. I think they shot at them. They did shoot at them, right? I need to go watch those episodes again. Even the pilots were roasting the Razor Crest, and it made me think about the Millennium Falcon with Lando and, if I recall, Leia and even Han saying that that ship is an old hunk of junk, but it can still go. Those drops with that crest, your stomach was just here. With like, even the frog lady was screaming, and she was, they humanized her so much that she was screaming like a human woman basically, like when she dropped from the sky. And the way she was running when the mama spider came after them, and then she started leaping, and then you were reminded, yeah, she's a frog. She's not a human being, she's a frog. Why am I surprised when she starts hopping or leaping? They also humanized her with her taking a bath, roasting Mando with a Class A burn, and you were again reminded that she is a frog when she grabbed her clothes with her tongue. The inside out X-Wing and Razor Crest shots with them flying through the ice mountains was just, it was so beautiful. That Crest ship can just not get a break, and Mando has to keep playing the father and stay worried about Baby Yoda getting to those eggs, just like the mom is worried about her eggs. At one point, Baby Yoda gets some food and he just looks at the food and then looks at the eggs, and basically, if you think about it, in his head he's like, screw this food, I just want those eggs. It was cool to see how the Lady Frog tried to communicate by droid. And you can see that there's a teeny tiny little bit of him that still doesn't trust droids. She is going to the only place suitable for her young. And I love that life works through many ways to remind them what it means to be a Mandalorian. You know, what the Mandalorian way is. What I noticed about the two stars of the show, Mando and Baby Yoda, is that they are always so curious. That's why they keep investigating on every planet they are on. Those spiders were just not okay. Not okay. It was insane to see ice spiders, it was insane to see ice webs, and at one point one of them being on Baby Yoda's head, and I'm guessing that's a bit of comeuppance regarding the bad things that he has done. It was funny to see that the pilots were like, yeah, we respect you, yeah, you helped catch some goons, yeah, you helped Lieutenant Davin out, but we're still gonna help you to a degree, and not a lot, just a little bit. And then we're just gonna leave you hanging. And I'm guessing Lieutenant Davin is the egghead guy that got taken out by the goons, with Bill Burr shouting, "Don't point that blaster at me, Mando." And at the end, Baby Yoda just engulfing that egg. Like, he just gives a slight look to the Lady Frog and is like, respect. And then right after that, because you think he means that, right after that, he just engulfs the egg real quick. And I'm like, you little troublemaker. Freaks and geeks, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are looking out to my third review And like, share, and subscribe, comment. Tell me what you guys and gals thought of this episode. Is this the best episode by far, or is it the first one for you? For me, it's the first one, and I can't wait to see more. And the third episode for this season has already dropped. I'm gonna go watch it and start writing that review for the third episode. So be on the lookout for when I upload that.